Hi everyone, Miss Debbie here, and we're back in my kitchen again, but this time we're going to do a little cooking. Now we're talking all about caterpillars and turning into chrysalises and then becoming beautiful butterflies. After the butterfly comes out of the chrysalis, it's hungry. So we're going to make something to give the butterfly something to drink. So butterflies love sweet things. So sometimes you can put out bananas, a little slice of banana. You could put out orange slices. They do love nectar from flowers. But what we're going to do is we're going to make our own nectar. We have a little recipe, very, very simple. And then we're going to make a feeder to put the butterfly nectar in. So first you start with 1 cup of water in a saucepan. And then 1/4 cup of white sugar into the saucepan. And now this is where the grown-up needs to do their part. We're going to turn on the stovetop and we're going to stir it until it dissolves. You can see it in there. So now a little interesting fact about butterflies is that they taste with their feet, believe it or not, and they drink their nectar. Are you ready for this? This is a big word. With the proboscis, which is just like a straw. So they suck up the nectar from the flowers or the oranges or the fruit or our butterfly feeder, and they drink it right up and they love it. It's nice and sweet. So now you can see that all the sugar is dissolved, and now we have to let it cool before we can give it to the butterflies. So we're going to shut that off. We're going to let that cool, and while we're letting that cool, we're going to make the butterfly feeder. So now we're ready to make our butterfly feeder. You need a sponge, you need a hole punch if you have one, and scissors, and then you need something to hang it with. You could use shoelaces, you could use yarn, you could use curling ribbon or cloth ribbon, you could use some string, you could use a pipe cleaner, or twine. I'm going to use the twine. So you're going to cut the sponge in half first. Butterflies are very small, so they don't need a big sponge. You could make 2. And then you can take your hole punch and squish the sponge into the middle where you squish it. Now you need to use your big, strong hand muscles and squeeze it. And then you have a little hole. If you don't have a hole punch, just fold it in half and give it a little snip and you'll get a hole. So now we're gonna, so we cut the sponge first. That's all done. And now we're gonna cut the string. So I'm gonna cut a big enough piece to hang it up. Okay, and I'm gonna put the string through the hole just like that. Tie a knot in the end. This is where a grown-up might need to help you. Tie a knot. And now this is ready to hang. So the next step is to dip the sponge in the nectar, and then we're going to go and hang it on a tree for the butterflies. So this is the nectar we made. It's all nice and cool. And we're going to stick the sponge in and let it soak up the nectar. And let it drip out a little bit so it's not so drippy. And there we go. Now we're ready to go and hang it on a tree. Let's go outside. Come on. I think this is the perfect branch. There we go. Now all we need to do is wait for some butterflies.